So my prayer was answered. So I don't remember if it couldn't have been the same day. It could have been a few days later or maybe a week later. Okay, so the guy had called me and said that he had lost his job, but he still wanted to get a place together. And I didn't think that that was a good idea because he didn't have stable income at that time. And I was working 2 part-time jobs. And I didn't think that that was going to be sufficient enough. Okay, that was another thing too. Um, he would always complain about the different jobs that he had. It just seemed like he had I don't know, maybe a hard time being committed to a certain job. I guess he was just not satisfied. And so I guess that could have been a sign. But I just looked at it as if, oh, he's just trying to figure out what he wants to do. I think that had been his struggle, trying to find the right career. And most people go through that. So I didn't want to, judge him based off of that because of that. Because I feel like most people go through that. Another thing that did concern me was how he would talk about his parents. For instance, he said things like, oh, when we lived together, we could just mooch off of my parents. And, in the back of my mind, I'm like, what? Or maybe I didn't take him seriously at the time, but looking back at that, it's like, okay, if somebody is saying things like that, that's not good. I wouldn't want to do that anyway. I believe that your parents, well, number one, I believe that we should be grateful for our parents. And I don't think he was grateful for his. That's what it seemed like to me now, looking back. And then number two, I mean, of course, your parents will help you with certain things financially, I guess, but they're not, well, you shouldn't expect them to do that like for the rest of your life as an adult. Sometimes as an adult, you can fall on hard times, but still, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't expect to mooch off of your parents. Another thing was that when we first got together or first started dating, I remember he asked me if I would be cool with having an open relationship. And I was like, what in the world? Well, no, this was actually, it wasn't when we first started talking because I'm sure, I hope I would have been like, no. And that would have been it. If that would have been like, uh, when we first met. No, I think this was like 6 months in. And I thought that was strange, but I didn't think he was cheating or anything, but now I wonder maybe he was, or maybe there was someone else he was interested in. And I know when he asked me that, I was like, no, why would I want to share you or, vice versa? So that was weird. And yeah, who knows what was really going on back then. Something might have been going on and I didn't know. Again, like I said, I started imagining my life without this guy, and actually, I think I was looking forward to just being alone and being out of this relationship. So, again, I asked God to help me, and once he had called and let me know that he had lost his job, then I saw that. Like, I felt it in my spirit. Like, I knew that this was the way out of it. I didn't really talk to him face to face to break it off. I just ended up leaving a voicemail to just say, hey, I don't think this is going to work out. Um, I don't want to get a place or whatever. But yeah, um, looking back, yeah, I wish that I would have been maybe a little bit more confident to articulate what I wanted to say, as far as like, hey, I don't think this is gonna work out. But I didn't do it that way because I didn't do it that way because I thought that he would try to talk me into not leaving, into staying. And then not only that, I thought that, well, man, what if I get tempted to stay? Like, so I didn't want to be bothered with even talking to him. I just wanted to be done, wanted to just end it. So that's just a summary of my toxic relationship. Yeah, do I want to say I'm just doing this video? If it can help someone else, then great. And I do hope that the guy's doing well. I hope he's doing better in life and satisfied with his career and things like that. Hope he has found somebody. I hope he has found somebody. I hope he has a great career. Like, I don't wish him any harm. Hope he's doing well. Not trying to bash the guy, but just sharing the experience that I had years ago. If you're in a toxic relationship and you're not satisfied, you feel like something's missing, maybe you feel lonely and you're in a relationship with someone, I would say it's just time to reevaluate everything. You don't have to stay in a toxic relationship if you're in a decent relationship. Because I have seen some stuff online where people are just divorcing their spouses and breaking up with their boyfriends or girlfriends over the most silliest reasons. So I'm not talking about nothing like that. But if you're in something toxic where somebody's talking down to you or they're abusive, they're jealous of you, negative, whatever, that's something you don't want to be bothered with. That's something you don't need to be in. There might have been a couple of occasions where I shared some insecurities that I had with this guy. And in a moment, it seemed like he was being sympathetic, understanding. But then, like another occasion, it just got thrown back up in my face. So that is why it was hard for me to express or share certain things. So after that particular scenario, I didn't share anything else. Because who wants to be bothered with that? If you're trying to be vulnerable and share something with somebody, but then they just throw it up in your face like, oh, so big deal. So what? If you're in a toxic relationship and it's not adding anything to your life, it's changing you for the worse. Like maybe you're feeling less confident. Like maybe you had some confidence and now your confidence is worse, for instance. I mean, whatever it is, it's just time to let it go. Let this be the year, the day, the month, the week, etc. Let this be the time that you reevaluate your life, reevaluate your relationship, and decide to let the person go. It's not worth it to stay. It's not. There's nothing wrong with being alone. Some people feel like they always got to have somebody. They always got to have a boyfriend. They always got to have a girlfriend around. Like they They jump from one relationship to another. Like, you don't need to do that. Sometimes it's good to be alone so you can heal from what you got out of. Sometimes it's good to be alone so you can figure out who you are as a person. But that's another thing. If you have a relationship with God, He will let you know who you truly are, and He will help you become who you're supposed to be. If you feel stuck and you're not sure how to get out of your toxic relationship, ask God to help you. Ask God to give you strength to move, to make moves, and to just do it.